guys, Coffee Arguments once again, and today I'm gonna be sharing you the three things that I learned from physics all throughout my entire life. So I'm a physics student, and physics is my favorite subject. It's the subject which I am good at, it's my best subject for me, and I'm very comfortable in physics. As you can see, you can check out my Fiverr gig. I offer physics services like tutorial and stuff, homework. I help people with physics homework, and that's what I do. That's what I do sometimes for a living aside from school. And let's go straight into it. The three things that I learned from physics. Number one is we ask questions more than we try to answer them. There are a lot of questions which are still unsolved because it's very hard to answer one question, but although it's harder to pose a good question, most people are curious enough and they're thinking enough that they actually ask some good questions like, why do we exist, or why do the universe behaves this way and not the other way around? These are actually good. And what's important is that even though we fail to answer those questions, the information that we got in trying to answer those questions, those contribute a lot. Those pile up a lot to our knowledge as human beings, to the research. And eventually, who knows, maybe we'll try to answer most of them. But I'm sure we will not be able to answer all of them. And next thing, the second thing I learned from physics is that everything happens for a reason. Like, there has to be some reason why I'm here. Because I came in through the door and I sat here in my bed. There has to be a reason why I'm wearing glasses. Probably because my eyesight is bad. So what I did was I went to some optic shop and ordered myself some glasses. So that's the reason why I'm wearing these pairs. And also there are a lot of stuff where you can find a reason. For example, that shoe glue, the one that I told you yesterday, it was there because I put it there. I just accidentally put it there, and that's the reason why. I'm sorry. And there's a reason I put it there. Probably I don't have a reason, but that's the reason why it's there. And sometimes there's no specific reason. Sometimes we're the ones to create the reason. We're the ones who put meaning into it. Sometimes we can find a reason. We can find a reason why. So just have to find out and invent our own. And I think that's okay, as long as it's still true. Third thing, the final thing that I'm gonna share with you guys before I sleep, I'm super sleepy, is that you have to think outside of the box. Think of it this way. You're in a flat sheet of paper and you're drawing, like say you're a stick man on a flat sheet of paper. In order to fully understand the sheet of paper that you are in, you have to rise up. You have to see it from top view. You have to see all of it at the same time. That's what thinking outside of the box means. Also on the other hand, imagine this way. You're a frog and you're floating in a river. As a frog on top of the river, you have no idea what's going on the bottom, what's going on the top, because you're just flowing the river. But what thinking outside of the box actually does, it creates a vision in order to see that, oh, I'm just some small frog floating in the water. There's actually something under me, something above me. Alright? It's very important because most of the achievements and discoveries, the knowledge that we have right now came from people who actually thought outside the box. Like, let's say for example, the crazy relativity theory. Like, to be honest, the derivation of the special theory of relativity, that's very easy. It's fairly easy. I learned it when I was in grade 7. The formula for the time dilation, you can actually prove it through Pythagorean theorem, but the hard thing is visualizing something like, the moving, like I don't know, it's very crazy. It's very crazy. Or like viewing the space as, some fabric of space-time which are relative and not fixed. How am I supposed to think about that? That's very intuitive. And also, let's say calculus. It's very amazing how people actually thought outside of the box in order to have these achievements. So that's that's the main purpose of physics actually. And math is just a tool. Math is just a tool in order to understand these things. But what physics taught me is that what's more important is, I'm not saying math is not important. It's very important. Math is crucial part. But for me, what's most important is the ability to think outside the box, to be a critical thinker, to be able to solve problems, most of the problems, by not looking at it the same way. Like a famous quote, it's not probably not famous, but what my dad always told me is that, for example, a room is a problem and there's a door and the door is locked. You have to find some way to enter in, probably go to the window, go to the roof, go to, let's say, a hole in the kitchen or whatsoever. So that's what thinking outside of the box. Not if there's something close, you have to find an opening, or you have to create that opening. So that's it, guys. I'm super sleepy. I'm gonna end this video. I actually felt too bad. Because I'm so tired and I already filmed this twice. But I'm not gonna edit this video anymore. I'm not even gonna create some thumbnail. Probably tomorrow I'm gonna put some thumbnail. But if you haven't, please do me a favor, like, subscribe to me if you like my content. Probably not if I was just sleeping. So then, thank you all for watching. Good night, and I will see you soon tomorrow.